What's up? And we're back again. The Goat Talk Podcast. I am your host, Heaven Hollywood, Goat Heaven, one half of the Goat Talk Podcast. And we like to thank everybody for who's tuned in to the first three episodes and make sure you go back and get, all of the episodes prior, and that's on the IE Network YouTube channel and soon to be other spots. We got some other things coming up, but as usual, by my side is the other goat. Can't do can't do this show with one goat. The other goat Alexis in the building as usual. Goat Alexis, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm excited about this one. This one is going to contain a lot of, talk pieces that a lot of people are already thinking about, who's waiting on our opinion. So I'm ready to get into it.
We're gonna get into it, and a lot of things happen, this week, towards the end of the week. So let's just start get into what everybody is talking about. And we already know we gotta start with DaBaby and Danileigh. This started out, you know, 2 nights ago, early in the morning, about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just out of nowhere, my phone just starts blowing up. People, I'm getting ready to turn in for the night, and then my phone starts blowing up, and I look, and it's Danileigh and DaBaby going at it on live. Him pretty much, allegedly kicking her out 3 a.m. and she's stating, they're on IG live doing this. She's stating that he's throwing her out 3 a.m. in the morning, her and her 3 month old and their 3 month old baby. And of course, a lot of people do not like Danileigh. A lot of it stems from the Yellow Bone song that DaBaby insisted that she did, and she did it. Now it's come back to bite her, and they just had a big blow up on IG. So the question that I have to ask, judging from seeing everything and how it blew up, go to Lexus, is did Dani Lee get what she deserved?
So I wouldn't go as far as say deserve, but she got what was coming to her. And
Right.
you got some women who are laughing at her, and you got some women who know better than to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because you've either been in that position in your life, or you just might end up in that position no matter how careful you are. Because one
Right.
thing about it, despite what you know, despite what you've learned, when it comes to love, that the feeling of love could blind you. So if you truthfully think you're messing with somebody who loves you, who's reciprocating the energy you're putting in, then you're gonna follow what your heart says, not what your mind says. So everything you've learned, everything you've been taught goes out the window. And unfortunately for me, I've been in love early in my life, that I know better, and you can't even love couldn't even trick me out of certain positions. But I've been where Danileigh was, and this felt like high school all over for me. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
I felt the pain she was going through, but she got exactly what was coming to her, not what she deserved, because no woman deserves to be hurt and humiliated on the internet like that. That's grimy.
I totally agree. I did not like the way that whole thing went down. And as people in my life may know, I extended an olive branch to Danileigh maybe about a year ago through a connection. I got her, um, I got her contacts. I reached out to her for her and my brother to manage her when this whole yellow bone thing blew up, and I sent her over and ironically, I feel bad now, but everything that happened, the reason why I can talk about it is everything that happened to her 2 nights ago, I had in that email was gonna happen.
Mm.
And she I contacted her on DM and also on email. She saw the DM because I saw it where she had saw it, but she never responded back in the email. So I knew this was gonna happen at some point. And the question that we have to ask, because he said to her, just totally embarrassed her and said, "You were never my girl. You were a side B." And My question
Um,
to you is the way she responded, and my question to you is, do you believe that Danny Lee felt as though she was the main girl?
he made
You
her
know,
feel that way. Now, unless a man say, "Yeah, you're my girlfriend, yeah, you're wifey," then you really can't say that you're somebody's girlfriend unless they announce it. But sometimes with men, depending on what kind of man you're with, they won't announce it. They'll just treat you like it. And
right?
I can never settle with being treated like that. You have to say, "No, you're my girlfriend." Then I'll start moving in that light. But for Danny, let me tell y'all some tea. I'm gonna just go ahead and spill some
Okay,
tea
that
early. I'm gonna give you a
this is what.
timeline.
Wait a minute. This is what we used to. This is what we was ready for. When go to Lexus, we always gotta be ready for an exclusive. So
Yes.
let's get some exclusive. I
So
put the
it's
exclusive tea. Get your cups ready. Let's go.
right. So you said you've emailed Danny because you had a feeling this was going to happen. I
Correct.
knew this was going to happen. If you follow me, I told you guys I mean not years ago, months ago that this was going to happen when I finally figured out she was indeed pregnant. So let's rewind this last year. This happened last year. He left Mimi. Mimi and him were together. He left her
Mhm.
for Danny. So what
Right.
happened was she got kicked out that same penthouse she got kicked out of. And he went
Wow.
on vacation. The vacation that Danileigh is talking about, that's the vacation he went on while leaving Mimi. And what happened was he's a police ass nigga, right? He called
Mm.
the police on Mimi because she went into the penthouse. Upon leaving, she destroyed all of his items in his closet. She put bleach to his shoes, his shirts, everything is all in the police report, right?
Right. Right.
He called the police on her, and somebody told me that is not the first time he had called the police on her. He did it 3 other times. So he's just a police type of dude. I don't like that. That right there I don't like. I don't like that you just left your baby mama that started with you. She started with you. She was there from day one, and you just did her grimy. You left her for somebody you just met. You know what I'm saying? In the
Right.
industry, you left her for industry chic. I didn't like the colorist in Yellow Bone. I didn't like the back and forth. And I feel like if you was a real dude, you wouldn't even allow any of that. But at the end of the day, it's two women who are in love with him. So they're going to go back and forth, period. But let's talk about
Right.
what the real issue is, and that's DaBaby. So he called the police on Mimi. She got kicked out the penthouse, and he didn't move Dani in at that time, but when she got later into her pregnancy, that's when he moved her into the apartment in the penthouse. You know, her family was saying, no, don't do it. This guy don't really love you. This guy is not for you. You can
Hmm.
do better. They were trying to keep her in Dominican Republic, and she said no, and that she wanted the father of her kid in the kid's life. That's why she moved to Charlotte. So I
Hmm.
knew this was happening because you can always tell by how the guy moves. If he's not posting you, if he's not defending you, like when Yellowbone
Right.
happened, he did not defend her. So I'm
Nope.
like,
The
this
one
guy
under the
just not
bus.
about. Yeah, he's just about nothing. He's about nothing. So that's the tea, y'all. He's just a police dude. He called the police on Mimi. So I don't even know why she inserted herself in this because she was in the same position just last year. And I think this is around the same time. Yeah, this is around the same time having this
Wow.
time last year, he kicked Mimi out. He called the police on her. There's a police
Oh
report out
wow.
there. He just ain't about nothing.
It's it's unbelievable, and thank that's an exclusive from Go to Lexus. Now, with you saying that, before we move on, I want to ask you this because it's now that to me, I believe he's just trying to spin that narrative to get black women back on his side. Do you believe that the family just did not want her with him, or do you think they don't like black people?
He out his mind. I was following her sister on social media. They were excited from day one. Like her sister said, she didn't have to say it because if you follow her page, you would have known it. They was planning the baby shower that he did not go to. I posted that. I said, dang, he didn't even go to the baby shower.
Wow.
Her mom and her sister planned that. They were excited. They were excited and they thought that she was going to stay in the Dominican Republic. And when she said no, there was nothing else that they could do. She's a grown woman. But they were against him because I'm sure all this stuff that she was spilling on social media, she was spilling even more to her family. And if I'm hearing that he left you while you was pregnant, if I'm your mom, if I'm your sister, I'm not going to want you to be with that guy. Shit, I don't even like my brother's girlfriend. I don't be around them because of that reason. I'll wait until you break up with her. You better not marry her. That's all I know.
Right. I agree with, and like I said, the baby went and he decided to he sees what they're talking about on the internet, and now he wanted to try to play victim. Well, I totally agree with you. I'm sure he's telling Danileigh that he loves her. I'm sure she already had that on camera. I'm sure he was making her feel
Yes,
like
and he
she was his
was.
main girl. And I already explained to people in my live before. I said it um months ago. The baby's Danileigh is in love with the baby. The baby is in love with Danileigh's sex game. Okay, and what she allows him to do. So Danileigh, from what I was told, I'm not gonna say who told me. From what I was told, Danileigh is on some real freak stuff, in the bed. And then you can always tell that is what his entire relationship with her was based on. He didn't want any of these other rappers or athletes getting at her because the rumor was out that when he left her with the yellow bone, when he threw her under the bus for yellow bone, met all these, and how dudes in the game is. They gonna chase your ex immediately. You know what I'm saying? That's how they all are. So I heard there was some dudes trying to get her, and he doesn't want that. So he popped the baby up in her. That's another thing that I also heard is he wanted that kid. He wanted to get her pregnant. He kind of trapped her. He wants to make people think that she trapped him. But I heard that he trapped her just as much as she had it. He wanted her to get pregnant with his kid because that kind of, what I mean, that kind of keeps her with him. And do you believe that the reason for this fight was because Danileigh said that the reason for this fight is because he saw she had a plan B sent to the spot. I think he used that as just a way of getting out. I don't think he was he. I'm sure he was. If he said he didn't really want this kid in the beginning, so then why would he want another one
You
with
know,
Danny?
Heaven, I'm gonna stop you there, and I want to remind everybody, it don't matter what sparked this argument. This woman had a newborn baby, his baby.
3 months old. Mm,
She's
mm,
3 months old. You know what I'm saying? And she's staying in your house because you told her to come stay. She didn't say, "Hey, baby, I want to leave DR. I want to leave my family and come live with you." He told her to come. He welcomed her in that home. So you mean to tell me that while she's laying down in bed feeding your baby, that's when you sit down and say you got to go? And it was
wow.
what, 3 o'clock in the morning?
3 o'clock in the
And people
morning.
was like, why didn't she leave, baby? I wouldn't even leave until I have something figured out. And if he was a man, he would have respected that. He wouldn't went live. He wouldn't show the world our business. We speculated this stuff was going on, but we didn't know. And as a
Hmm.
man, that's what you want. And what he did was just so foul. I don't care what sparked that argument. If you're a man, you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't think this situation is working. It's bad for my health. It's bad for my mental. I don't want it to crash out. I don't want you going to jail. I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this penthouse, and you got into the end of this week. But I want you to go back home to your parents, to the home that you bought for them, and I want you to go back home so this don't get worse than what it is. And as parents, we'll come up with a plan
Right.
so I could be in her life. That's proper. In heaven, growing up, that's I dealt with different type of men in my life, and
Hmm.
I've had more men do that than anything else. And you asked a question earlier. You didn't really give me a chance to answer it, but I'm gonna answer it. You said that he tried to use that to get back on good terms with the black community. Yes, and do I think it backfired? Yes, because you have more black men
Mm.
coming out and saying he's dead wrong. All of my guy friends said this man is dead wrong. Everybody knows that I blog on the side. I got
Right.
several text messages saying, "You see this? You had
Wow.
nothing but black women. He must have thought we was dumb." No, wrong is wrong. That was foul. You don't do that. What type of dude are you? It's not about why she's still there. Yeah, in hindsight, girl, why are you still there? Because
Right.
you got one time to tell me to leave, but she's in a state where she's not familiar with.
Right. She
She
doesn't.
has a
She doesn't know
newborn
anyone, and
baby.
she's in Charlotte, North Carolina. She doesn't know
Give
anyone
her
out there.
time to get her things and leave the proper way. Why? What's the
Right.
rush? What is
Totally
your
agree.
problem, bruh? Like, nah, I would have never left. In a simple battery, baby, I would have slapped I would have got some hot grits, and y'all would have looked at the
Oh
baby
man,
maker because
like
half
Al
his face
Green's
would have been
wife.
burnt. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. She handled that a little better than what I would have handled that.
Ooh,
I'll be real enough to say that Danileigh, you handled that so well. And I ain't like you before. I ain't like your music. I didn't care for you, girl. But if you drop an album about this, I'm listening all ears. You got my stream. You go
it
to the
got girl
studio
Alexa's
and
attention.
you go ahead and put your pain on that music, and I'm buying, and I'm not streaming it, girl. I'll buy that. I hope she does that because this will change her career dynamic, not his. It will change hers.
Absolutely, she has to do that. And like I said, I was talking about that. Like me and my brother, like I said, when I offered that, we're big fans of Danileigh, and we remember when she first got discovered by Prince. So that is, man. We just wish Danileigh the best of luck, and
The
hopefully you
best
will
girl.
take this and learn from this. Don't
Yes.
go back. This should be enough. Do not go
Right.
back. If you go back, I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you.
Right, Heaven.
If
She must, she's somewhere, she's feeling embarrassed, she's sad. These are all bad feelings to feel at once while you're mothering a newborn baby. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But girl, the only way you're a fool if you do it again.
yep,
In that period. You know what I said the last
absolutely,
podcast? I said, as a man, the the mental health of the mother is just as important as the mental health of your
yep.
kid. And the fact that he did this just shows me how much he does not care and how less of a man he is. I already told you I don't like the man, so I'm gonna
Right.
sign off with that.
And the funny thing is, before we move on, is we just talked about this last week and told y'all how to treat baby mothers. And then here, look at this. Y'all not watching? That's why you need to tune in to the Goat Talk podcast. Um, so Holly Berry ended up getting herself dragged, and she don't even didn't even intend to do it. Um, as we all know, she has a movie coming out, Bruised. She has a soundtrack coming out, the soundtrack for it, where she produced it with Cardi B, and it's the first all female soundtrack, ever. All female rap soundtrack ever. They've got Saweetie on it. They've got Young and May. They've got Lotto. Dream Doll, the City Girls. Just to name a few. Rhapsody is also on it. So this I thought would be a good thing. So Holly Berry during her press conference, speaking about Bruce, says she reached out to Cardi B because Cardi B is the queen of hip hop, and she continued on with her speech. So when the Barbs heard that, mostly the Barbs, there was some people who weren't Nicki Minaj fans that were like, huh? You know what I mean? But mostly they didn't drag her. The Barbs dragged her. They started talking about her. She can't. That's why she can't hear. That's why that dude punched you in your head. And it's just a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff, right? Um, they believe, like they always do, that Holly Berry was trying to shade Nicki Minaj by saying that, which is not the truth. But we're gonna say on why do you think Holly Berry called Cardi B the queen of hip hop?
Because to her, she just might be. Y'all gotta understand, people are gonna be fans to other people more than somebody else. Just because you guys like Nicki Minaj more doesn't mean somebody else ain't gonna feel like Cardi B is the best.
Right.
Let it go. Like, this is hip hop music. It's all about opinions. It's all about
So
perspective. And
opinions,
if Halle
exactly.
Berry listen and jam out to Cardi B more than she does Nicki, and that's if she even does. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just relax. Cardi B, to me, you said it was Meg. I think it's Cardi B. I think she's the hottest female rapper right now. And
Okay.
it's facts. It take it how you want to. Nicki to me is the legend of female rap. That's me
Right.
giving her respect and her credit. But at the end of the day, the hottest rapper right now is Cardi B. And that's just the bottom line. And she got a lot of fans who will repeat the same thing Halle Berry said. I wouldn't, because I take hip hop a little bit more seriously than most. So
Right.
at the end of the day, Nicki is the legend. Nicki and Kim is the legend. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, It's 2021. It's about to be 2022. Who's the hottest right now? You're gonna have to give it to Cardi B. She's doing the damn thing, and I respect it.
Hot take, Alexis.
I'm so sick
The
and tired.
what?
It's 2021, Heaven. We spoke about this in 2018. I'm thinking it's gonna die out. It's gonna die down. You still got people who have to
You
repeatedly
see?
say, "I don't hate Nicki Minaj because I like Cardi B." It's getting old. Her fans are
Thank
gonna
you.
have to grow up one day.
Thank you. This is the stuff I be talking about. This is the stuff I'm talking about. And when I say it, I'm a hater. I hate Nick. No, it's not. I don't hate Nikki, but
Hey,
it is
you can
just
talk however much
listen.
shit you want to. I'm
It
saying I ain't gonna change my
is an
opinion.
opinion. It is an opinion. Holly Berry. Every like I said. Do I agree with it? No. I think Nicki Minaj is the queen of it, but just because Nicki fans, of course, Nicki fans think she's a queen. But you know what? I'm sure if you ask a Little Kim fan who's the queen, they're not going to say Nicki Minaj either. They're going to say Lil Kim, right? So Holly Berry is entitled to her opinion. I just don't understand what Holly Berry so that people would go and drag her and bring up in a
It ain't
incident where
people.
she lost her hearing due to domestic violence.
Right. Heaven, let me tell you something. It's not people, it's the barbs. That's why it don't matter to me. I don't if they mad, be mad. I can't control how y'all feel, but it's the barbs. That's why when I saw it, I rolled my eyes and kept trolling. I mean, not trolling. I kept scrolling for the next story because it doesn't matter. The only people mad about it are the barbs, and it's understandable because their fave is Nikki, but the outside world is thinking just how me and you are thinking. They don't care. Move on. Next topic.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, let Holly Berry have her opinion, and people will say, "Oh, well, who cares? It's Holly Berry." Okay, so then why are you upset? Holly Berry
Right.
is an actress. Like
Yeah, exactly.
and the thing, and we're gonna move on, but the thing that killed me was how see the media knows about the Barbs. So how the media jumped in there and only took that clip out of I believe her speech was about 20 minutes. They go and take that clip and post it and say Holly Berry crowns uh Cardi B as the queen of Holly Berry can't crown anybody the queen of hip hop. And what people need to remember, hello, that title does not exist. That is a made up title from an opinion. It's not something that's going around, oh, the queen of hip hop and like you win an award for the queen of hip hop. No, that is an opinion based title that you
Right.
give to someone.
Right. And it's just a mixture of Nikki being blackballed and it's her fans thinking she's not getting the credit that she wants. But a reminder is it could be multiple legends, it could be multiple kings and queens, just how it is in hip hop. You got Tupac, you got Biggie, you got Jay-Z, you got Kendrick, you got Nas, you got it's
Right.
multiple people. Do you think they
And
get mad and
all their fans think that their guy is the king.
and you got their fans that can respect it that hey
Right.
yeah that he could rap too. I just like mine better, but he could rap too. They nice. Yeah, he nice. I like
Right.
his color. Yeah, that album hard. They could listen to other rappers and still say they'll fight tooth and nail, tell you no, mine is the best, but they respecting the other artists at the same time. Why can't we do this for Nicki and Cardi B? I don't know, but I'm tired of the comparisons. Cardi B
Yep.
nice, Nicki nice, Megan nice, who else nice? Bia. Shoot, it's not too many female rappers. I told you, Meg is I to me. You feel what I'm saying? But
Right.
everybody could be good. Everybody could be nice. Just have respect for it all. But if you want to say your favorite's the best, then argue that. But don't try to take away somebody's career. Don't try to nitpick at somebody's career because then you're a hater. Then I can't listen to you because it's negative energy, and I don't care what you say at that point.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Now, here's something that came up a lot yesterday. And I saw Mimi, the baby's baby mother, said, "Oh, it's the N word for me. It's the N word for me." So if we don't know what I'm talking about, Danileigh, of course, was kept saying F you, N word, F you, N word too about the baby and saying, where's this N word at? And a lot of people were saying, oh, Why is she saying the N word? So here's my thing. Here's my question to you. So kind of like a two-part question. Were you triggered by Danileigh saying the N word? And if she's, people pick and choose who's entitled to say the N word. So are black people only entitled to say the N word? I'll tell you mine. And I want to take your take on it. When it comes to the N word, to me, I am not triggered or upset at all that Danny Lee said the N word because the N word is a part of black culture, right? Well, black people have made that a part of black culture. So, in my opinion, if you are, and Danny Lee is in black culture, she's not in white culture, she's in black culture. She is Dominican and whatever else she's mixed with, right? So, and she dates black men. That's obvious. This was always my take, and I got into this argument with someone in the past. This is always my take in the hood, right? There was a dude named Sal, right? I'm taking from a man's point of view. There was a dude named Sal. He was Italian and Puerto Rican, right? He grew up in the hood with all black people. He was the only Italian Puerto Rican dude there. This dude, right, would say,
Mhm.
nigga, you crazy. Yo, what up, nigga? And his brother, right, was of
Mhm.
course Italians, but brother, they looked white, everything. He would call his brothers nigga. And we never pressed him. Like it never bothered us. It never bothered us. So um my whole thing is she's in the culture. It doesn't bother me because she dates black men. So it only the N word only bothers me when it is used as a racist as a racial slur. To me, that's me. I don't know about everyone else. It only bothers me when it's so. If there is a white person who is not in the culture, who don't date black women, who don't really have, who is just, and they say the N word, yes, that's gonna offend me. But Sal, a white dude, he says the N word to his brother. So I know he's not talking about a black person. It only offends me when you're using it because I'm black. If you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Sal says it to his brother, who's white. So I know he's not using it as a racist term. He's just using it as a slang. So to me, no, it didn't trigger me at all. What says you on the? What's your take on that whole N word thing with Danny Lee and what have you?
First, let me go ahead and warn you that a lot of people may not like what you just said, that
Hmm.
she dates black men and she's in a black culture. She's still not black. And I know many Dominican people who don't even like being called black. So I really don't even know too much about their culture, but that, the people who do my hair, they don't really like claiming black neither. So I
Right.
don't know that much. And I do feel like there's a lot of people in the industry that claim they're black or got black in them so they can profit off of our money or be like that by us, because they know they probably won't make it in the industry without our liking this.
Mm.
But with that being said, I don't get offended. I don't get offended. I only get offended if I know you're using that term to talk down on me because I'm a black
Derogatory. Right.
person.
That's what I
Derogatory is
think.
what I mean.
Yep.
So what so I did have white people around me who said it, like white teenage people, and I didn't get offended because they were singing a song or they really was saying it respectfully. Even though it did make me uncomfortable, I'll say this: if you're like me, you're gonna you're gonna be turned off by this advice. But if you're also like me, you're gonna think on it.
Mm.
Somebody told me, it was a older lady, and usually when it's somebody who's older, I listen because I'm respecting my elder at the end of the day.
Right.
So she told me, she said, the N word, I don't like it, period. It was used to enslave us and talk down on us and talk bad about us. It wasn't a good name behind the word, the N word. We put the A at the end to buy it back, but it's still disrespectful. So if other
Right.
people can't say it, we shouldn't want to say it. And
Mhm.
that it's that simple. So even though I do say the word a lot, and it's only because I grew up and I said the word, and it's going to take time for me to get it out of my vocabulary, it's something that
Right.
I'm growing not to like myself, not just by other people saying it, my people saying it as well, because I feel like we're much more than that word. You got a lot of black people out here who are billionaires. You got a lot of black people who are getting more opportunities. So we should find a different word to embrace each other, especially if we don't like when other races say it. um and I know a lot of people are going to be turned off by this subject in general, because a lot of people are going to say, oh no, I was slapped at Danileigh. I wouldn't do that, because like I said, the internet could be unrealistic. You got a lot of people who
Mhm.
going to act like they have a problem with Danileigh saying it, but they probably got people who aren't black saying it around them, and they're not doing anything to stop them from saying it. So the internet
Right.
is not a real place. I can only speak on me being real. I'm not offended. I actually don't like the word anymore. I think we're beyond that word, so it shouldn't be held as a word to embrace each other at all.
Yeah, and I kind of agree. We're kind of on the same page when it comes to that. When it comes to the N word and the uses of it, um, we're almost saying the same thing. But I just thought that was interesting that Mimi made a point, in saying that, and she would know. She of all people should definitely know what Danileigh is going through because he done called the cops on her butt a couple of times. Now, so with that being said, we really don't even have to ask this question because you pretty much answered it. Did the baby handle that the right way? And we pretty much answered that question when you said what exactly you would have done. So I actually had some people. I'm going to go the other way. I actually had some people talking about, yeah, he handled that the right way. I was watching a podcast, Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds, and the dude that he has on the podcast with him, Doggy Diamonds was saying he thinks the baby's a sucker, right? But the
Hmm.
other dude was like, "Oh, what you think he should do? Well, he handled that. What else would he supposed to do? He called the police so things wouldn't get out of hand. He had Shorty
Oh
up in his
please.
house,
Oh
this, that, and
please.
the other. So he was saying that he agreed with the way the baby handled it, and he's like, obviously Shorty was still there, so he obviously didn't kick her out. So Doggy Diamond said he thought the baby was a sucker. The other dude that was there said he agreed with the baby. And I was looking in the chat. There's a lot of dudes saying, yeah, he did the right thing. You know, but I don't think he handled it the right way. It's a baby involved. That's it's a totally different thing. If it's just you and your girl, and I would even, and on top of that, I wouldn't even kick a just a regular girlfriend out 3 a.m. No less a baby mother, the mother of your child, of your newborn. So even if it was another female, because that's happened to me in the past, I would never kick them out in the middle of the night. If anything, I would have said, you know what, this is my town. You stay here. This is a toxic situation. I don't want to put my hands on you. I don't want you to put your hands on me. I'm gonna go to a hotel and you and the baby stay here. That's what I would have did. I wouldn't have sent a female who doesn't know her way around, out to the streets of Charlotte. And I definitely wouldn't have sent her out with a child. So no, I don't think he handled it the right way. So and I know you don't either.
I sure do not.
These people are saying that, oh yeah, he handled it the right way. What else are you supposed to do? Anyway, go to Lexus. That's short and sweet. No, I sure enough do not.
I don't like that. I feel like people, if you continue to defend the baby, you're going to continue to defend him, because this is not going to be the last incident. I'll tell you that. That's how bad of a person I think he is, that this won't even be the last incident.
Right. And you from the moment he's come in, he showed you exactly what he is. That's one of the reasons why I was so mad at Danileigh. He has showed you exactly who he was from day one. Now, our segment, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks. We finally going to get into it, and that is the gossip police. And the reason why we call it the gossip police is, Go to Lexus and myself. We sit around and watch a lot of people create content and create false narratives just to feed to their viewers. The viewers that they have, created their page and based their page on that particular fan base, and they want to whatever they feed them, as long as it fits, you know, their fan base or what have you narrative, they go right along with it. So without fact checking, without anything. So we want to dispel. We're going around, and we apologize. Well, then again, we don't, to the YouTubers and bloggers who are kicking this nonsense to their readers. But we about to expose the real of the real. And I think the first question is that a lot of narratives or that everyone was kicking, you kind of talked on it earlier, is that Danileigh is a colorist and a racist, and she got it from her parents, and that is the reason why DaBaby, um, that's the reason why they don't like DaBaby, and um, DaBaby had to make sure that he took his child and rescued him from Dominican Republic because this is a racist family that hates black people. So we've already kind of dispelled that. Would you, once again, for the people who are just tuning in, quickly let everybody know exactly why that family doesn't like DaBaby?
That family don't like DaBaby because he ain't worth two hot nickels rubbed together. And if your family member was dating somebody you ain't like and you had good reason to dislike, you wouldn't want to the narrative to be switched and say, "Oh, it's because that person is black." Oh, this they didn't care. They just didn't like that relationship for her, and that's commendable.
Right. Totally agree. So the people that are going around saying that, um, stop it. Stop the madness. That is not true. Another thing that people have been spilling, and this just came out of nowhere. Go to Lexus. Oh, uh, Dani, she was Prince's side bitch. She's used to being a side bitch. She was Prince's side bitch at 16. Now, listen, for y'all to try to put this on put that on Daniel and bring this man who is no longer with us, right? Try to bring this man who's no longer with us and pretty much make him a pedophile, right? By saying that Danileigh was his side piece at 16 years of old and moved her in Princess Out. That never happened. That never happened. Danileigh never lived with Prince. Okay. Me personally, shout out to Sheila E. When I first learned of Danileigh being discovered by Prince, um, I did some research on it, whatever, and how she got discovered or what have you, and she sent him in a she sent him in a audition tape, and Prince actually, saw what she's about. He liked her talent. He thought she was a quintuple threat. See, according to Prince, not according to me, according to Prince, she could dance, sing, rap, um, and produce and act. That's according to Prince. That's not my words. So people online would say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" That's not my words. That is the words of one of the greatest, most talented people that ever walked the face of this earth. So, and he would not even sign her because she was too young. So he definitely did not move Danileigh in his house at 16 years of age, and she was not his side piece. Go to Alexis. Could you please say something to these
I
people?
knew that wasn't real because I was confused. I was like, "Who? Prince Jackson? Michael Jackson's son?" I was confused. I was confused. I didn't know what people was talking about. I just knew that wasn't true. Side piece to who? She just had a better chance sticking with Jeremy.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, y'all just the internet would say anything. People who just want a reason to talk mess, they'll say anything. That's why I be ignoring some people.
Right. And These people, I'm telling you, go to Lexus and be killing me. These people are sitting here monetizing these videos, and people, oh, really? Oh my God. And then they want to hit us up. Is this true? Well, I mean, you were just sitting there believing it 2 minutes ago. So you must not really think it's true if you're going to ask us after you just sat and listened to that nonsense. The last one, the last gossip police, that the narrative was being pushed, and I pretty much, and I'm sure you would pretty much agree to this. Um, the other narrative being pushed is, and I believe it's being pushed by Nicki fans. Halle Berry, she only got Cardi because Nicki turned her down, and Nicki is not going to do that for free, and Cardi B is doing it for free. Well, I hit Cardi B up. Now I knew this was trash, but I hit Cardi B up, and I basically said, "So the rumor is you did this for free," and she put a big fat LMAO in my DM. And her simple response was, "Nigga, I got 2 kids. That's it."
Right.
Yeah, so um basically it's 2021. She's entertaining, she just had a second child. Do you think she's doing a gig like this for free?
No.
I mean, do you think she is latching on now because of dealing, and I don't know her a whole lot, right? But dealing from her way of her, if this had a been, how many laws, that's what we went over this last week. You know how many lawsuits Cardi B got pending that she might have to kick some bread out? Nobody's going to be giving up gigs. On top of that, she is an Atlantic artist, and they get a piece of everything she does. You think Atlantic is going to let her do something for free? No.
Right.
No.
And it's these narratives, like I said, people will come up with anything. I choose to ignore it, especially because I know when things are false. Like, I wouldn't say I have inside info, but sometimes I do. So when I hear
But yeah,
people
no, no,
say,
you do. You do.
yeah, so sometimes when I hear people say things, and it's sometimes I can't say anything because sometimes I do get told things that I
Right.
can't repeat ever. And
As me, the
you
same
don't even
thing
know,
about me.
there's a lot of stories that I've sat on about
Yep.
the hottest rappers out right now that I
Yep.
can't say anything because if I say things, certain people will lose their jobs. And
Right.
that's just me having, morals as a blogger because there's other bloggers who won't care. They'll post the information anyway. But if I
Hmm.
want longevity in this, these are my only connects. I can't mess that up.
That is true, and that's what I tell people all the time. Oh, who's your sources? Why would I tell you?
Yeah, and they be getting so mad. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of backed off Lipstick Alley, but they were so mad because I had T. G Herbo, my favorite rapper, but I
Right.
had T that he did cheat. I saw it for myself
Right.
because of my connect, and they were so mad that I wouldn't say who told me. And it's like, why would I tell you
Why
who
would I tell
told
you?
me?
They won't be
Why
my
would
connect no more.
do you care about the tea? So you know what? Next time I'm just not gonna say nothing about G Herbo. Yeah, I had the ample opportunity to be grateful that I'm not a biased person, but now that
Right.
y'all want to ruin that, it's over with.
Oh man, the Coke Talk podcast, Heaven Hollywood, and Go to Lexus. Um, so we covered all of about Danileigh and DaBaby. We talked about Halle Berry. We went through and blew up some people's stories. You know, sorry, not sorry. So we have to end it with our topic of the day. And the topic of the day is, why do black people tear each other down so quickly? And we kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago, and you said, "Man, we need a whole segment for that." And I just I sit back and I ask myself that question all the time, and it's well, when we say that, we're talking about in all aspects. We're mostly talking about because this is a 80% celebrity or entertainment news type of podcast. But we see it in entertainment news. I mean, we see it in entertainment. I see it in everyday life. I used to see it at regular jobs. And it's just that, especially we'll talk about from the black, since we're all bloggers slash podcasters slash YouTubers. Um, I see it in the black, um, community a lot, where it's just you take TMZ, Just Jared, Perez Hilton, taking all the top white, so quote unquote white blonde, Hollywood, what's it called? Hollywood Life. Um, and we'll take one more, Radar Online, right? You take those five blogs, and you will never see. I've never seen TMZ say, "Don't go to Radar Online." They're those. That's not true. Those T's aren't true. We got this. They don't break no stories. Your old favorite part in this word, famous. They don't break no stories. So and or don't go over there. Their tea is fake. You never see the white blogs who are all in competition with each other as well. I never see them tearing. If anything, I will see them linking people to stories. If Radar Online got a story from TMZ, I'll see them post TMZ's logo. So you'll know there's a TMZ story. But why with the black blogs, it's not the same thing? Why does it seem like everyone that's doing this is beef with each other? I'm looking through YouTube, and there's YouTuber after YouTuber with videos about another YouTuber.
I mean, that's just the YouTube industry. And that's why I told you I'm not doing YouTube. That's why I did my website. And
Right.
I finally got the live streaming to work on my website.
All
So I don't
right.
even really need YouTube for nothing. That's just the YouTube industry.
Right.
If I pick up a story tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
And it contradicts somebody else's story. Now they don't like me. Now they want to dig into my history, my past, or whatever, so they can have one up on me. And
Right.
it's just a nasty
Taken to your
industry.
but my thing is this. I don't think it's a YouTube thing because no white YouTubers are gonna do that.
You don't see
That
it happening on IG though. I mean, it's just not
Yeah, yeah,
my
oh, that's
YouTubers.
you
They do.
too.
Let me
Yes,
tell you
you
something.
do.
Let me tell you something. Because my connects really, I don't even really have connects really like that in the hip hop industry. A lot of
Right.
my friends, I got a lot of friends who are white, and that's not true. Even though they don't publicly, embarrass each other, I'd rather be publicly embarrassed than what these white people do behind, and not white because I'm not prejudiced like that, but
Hmm.
what they do behind the scenes, they stop bags. They legitimately they are the definitions of stopping the bag and ruining reputations, and that's what they do. They take in that industry, in their industry. Those are the type of L's that you take. Other than black people, we want each other to feel bad about our past. So say if someone out there had bad credit or had
Hmm.
really large debts, somebody else in the black community is going to expose that so they can have one up on that person, because now you want people to think that person is broke, they ain't got it like that, they struggling. That's just what it is. It's the embarrassment. But in the other industry, they're going to ruin your reputation where you can't make a comeback. You're going to have bags stopped. They're going to stop ads from being able to pop up on your website. You're going to get hit with 504s and
Hmm.
gateways. It's going to be I've seen all of that happen. So I wouldn't say just as much as that. I just think the topic of the day, it goes deeper than this social media shit, because social media, like I said, is its own industry. It's its own atmosphere. I think with black people in general, since we have such a dark past, that being black, it comes with shame.
Hmm.
So if you're not 100% confident in your skin color, then you're one of those black people who feel shame. That's why if you ask a lot of black people, hey, what are you? What are you mixed with? If saying instead of saying I'm black, that's just my heritage, my family, they're from Africa or whatever, they're gonna lie and say, oh, I got Asian in me, I got West Indian in me, I'm
Mm.
Dominican, knowing damn well they ain't got none of that in their family. And I feel like that's the
I've
shame
never said
being a
that.
black person in America. And you really just got to be, and you have to have, it all comes down with confidence, it all comes down to self-love. I feel like you're like me. Like, I'm opposite of you. You like to investigate things like this, but
Mm.
it's deeper. It goes way deeper than this social media stuff. I'd rather get embarrassed than have my bag stopped. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah. No, no, I said when my opening introduction to it, I said not I said I was going to discuss social media first because like I said this podcast touches on a lot of the entertainment business, but even in real life, like in everyday life, it's just I it always seems to me as though black people are so quick. So like if you like if I how I see people one time I'll use myself for an example. One time now these are people who I grew up with, who I'm hanging out with, right? We're doing music together. This is why I'm coming up doing music. So we we get into a meeting, right? There was a meeting for beats or what have you, right? And we're playing, you know, our boys play their, the dudes we rock with, they play their beats. Then this other group played their beats, and then it's time for me and my brother. We played our stuff, right? And then it's like when we playing our stuff, we hearing the other people who we were just cheering on. They on the side making hate comments. Oh, we know you got that sample from. And, it's like these little hate comments in front of these, in front of these white people who we're trying to, who, you know what I mean, who we're trying to put on, who trying to get put on. And it's just that whenever we have something, you know, all of the things that I've had, all the things that I've seen people, if black people have something going, they would rather, you know, give someone a total stranger 40, $50 for a service or what have you. And if you got your own thing going, you got a black owned business or you do the same thing that they're doing, they won't they won't give you the money. It's because it's like they don't want to see you win. And it's like I never understood that. I never understood no togetherness. It's like we're always it seems like we're never on the same page when it comes to stuff involving us. And like I said, that is in everyday life. It's in the entertainment business. It's in the customer service business. It's in the Burger King business. I don't care where you work at. And it just always seems now maybe it's because like you said, oh, they do it too. But I guess because I cover my people more or what have you. But it just comes off to me like black people are quick to tear something like that. It's just like the oh, I heard he was gay, and even little stuff like that. It's like and when you talk about entertainment, you never hear them say, "I heard Justin Bieber was gay. I heard Justin Timberlake was gay." I've heard every single black celebrity someone has a gay rumor about. Every from a black person, but
yeah,
they
because these
never
men out
say.
here be acting gay. I'm just kidding. Well, they do, but shoot, they come in the game all manly and masculine, then they switch it up and do some sidebar stuff like what Playboy Cardi got
But
going on.
they're not there. But even the ones. Listen, okay. Let me ask you a question. What has what has Trey Songs right is the biggest probably gay rumor slash womanizer in the entertainment industry. There has never been anything that Trey Songs has done that made me think he was gay. Why is he the biggest gay? Oh, I heard he was gay. From where?
I I can't. Let me try to remember because I'm sure it was over sex. I want to think if it's him. Hmm.
No, it was not. I'm telling you, go to Lexus. There was one time, but there was one time a picture I think of a Trey Songz lookalike kissing some dude. I believe either it was kissing some dude or he was in a sex tape. But that already got debunked. That turned out was not him. They even found the dude that it was. So it was not him. So
Oh
is
no, no,
that
no! It was a tweet. It was a fake tweet that he was coming out, and I think everybody fell for it. And
right?
and he had to come out and say, "No, this is not true. If I'm gay, then why this, that, and the other?"
Right.
I never thought Trey Songz was gay. It was always that herpes rumor.
Right. But my thing is, I know you've heard it. People say, "Oh, you know he's gay." I'm like, how? How do you? Where did you hear that from? They all said Drake's gay. Like all the our big name guys. It's like, damn. Like, why is it that every single big black name and it's only black people putting these gay rumors on him? Michael B. Jordan's gay. Drake is gay. Trey Songs. Um, Usher.
Usher might be
Ni-
gay,
Ni-
but you can keep going. He might be gay. I'm serious too. He might be gay.
wait,
That man might be gay.
wait a minute. Why do you say that? Go to Lexus.
It because it's true. And I'm gonna put alleged with this because allegedly he was out there in California with a white dude at a restaurant. And every bit of gay. So, and you can look up just about any story on Usher, and
He was out at
I
a
feel like if it's,
restaurant with a white dude,
I
so
feel like if
now
it's
he's
a
gay.
constant rumor that goes on for beyond 10 years, then it might just be true. And, he might be gay, but everybody else, you can keep naming them, but if you name somebody that might be gay, I'm gonna say it. So keep going. Let's play a game.
Listen, I've heard, I've heard. Now, Let me tell you who I've heard. I pretty much heard everybody. I pretty much now that's impossible. Why does every single black man, and God forbid, here's another person, a personal friend of mine that has had this gay rumor over his head, and it bothers the heck out of him. I talk to him often. Shamar Moore. Why? Shamar Moore has knocked down everybody in the industry. But for some reason, that gay thing has
He might
always
be gay
him on
too.
him. No, and
He
then
might be
no,
gay
no, my
too
boy
because
is
listen, I
not
ain't never
gay.
seen a
Trust
man
me,
move
he's
the way
not
he
gay.
moves, his lips, the way
He's
he
a
talk. If
what
he
do you
not
mean?
gay, he's
He
sassy.
dances?
If he not gay, he's sassy.
I mean,
Why
listen,
is he still single, Heaven?
he's not. No, Shamar is not single. Like just because he doesn't come out and wife up people,
Let me
but
ask you then:
right.
is his girlfriend white?
No, Shamar
Oh,
Moore he dates both. He's dated. Okay, Shamar. That's another thing.
that man
Guys
got
can
some
guys
sweetness
can
in his
date.
taste.
Listen, guys
I
can
don't
date
care.
black girls, but as soon as they date one white girl, oh, he date white women. So nobody cared when he was knocking down Holly Berry. Nobody cared when he's knocking down Tony Braxton. These were his girlfriends.
Oh,
Nobody
so he
cared when
had
he
some
when
bad teens in his past, but
hmm?
but but if you ever were to interview him,
Right.
my number one question that I would want you to ask him is, have you ever touched another man? Period. And I think we will all be shocked by the answer.
No, I mean,
I'll
first
stand
of all,
on it.
and I'm gonna be honest with you again. Like I said, that's a good friend of mine. That man
He's
is
a good
not
friend of
gay.
yours
Second of all, yes. Second of all, even if he was gay, they're not gonna tell you. They're not gonna tell you that.
until
Like,
they're ready.
huh?
Until he's ready.
No, no, they're not. They're not either. Some, especially these entertainers, they ain't gonna get ready. These dudes are not gonna be ready.
So no disrespect to you, you know, there's a lot of men out there who are gay, and there
Mm,
are a lot of men who are bi, and I'll just leave it there. I don't think Trey Songz is gay. I didn't respect where the rumor came from because obviously that tweet was Photoshop. But yeah,
right.
yeah. Who else? There's another guy out there. It keeps blowing my mind. I'm waiting for you to name him.
Oh, he's a known guy.
Yeah, he's not. Oh, Chris Jenner's dude. That boy's sweeter than a donut at Dunkin' Donuts. That
Oh
man
my God,
sweet
Corey.
and
Oh,
using
Corey.
her coins to fix up his closet and his shoe game.
Oh
And
my
when it's
God.
over, he'll have everything
With
that
his
we
no socks and sandals.
he have bigger titties than he needs, and he's married to not Photoshop, but surgery
Did
queen.
you see him? Did you see him rubbing his boobs on
Yeah,
Travis Barker?
and I was distraught. I was distraught. See, you know,
No,
he's
but
gay.
we're taking this too much on the joking side. So, but again, um, I feel as though we do tear each other down too much, and like I said, it is, yes, it is much deeper than just the entertainment industry. But damn it, that's the type of podcast we got, so we have to tackle that first, and then we can branch it out because we do touch on outside of the music industry, entertainment industry as well. And you said you feel as though it is a something to do with our past, the dark or the dark past. But how come I don't act like that?
That's why I say you have to be in tune. You know, you know me, I love my blackness. I love that
Right,
I'm dark skinned. I love everything about who I am.
right,
There are other women who are the same shade, you know what I'm saying, who aren't as happy. They're not happy to be black. They want to be mixed. Oh, I'm Blasian. My great grandmother was Asian. Oh, my grandmother on my dad's side was white. Oh, this, that, and the third. It's like, girl, I can tell both of your parents are black. You are it'd be women like that. And I grew up with a lot of women like that. And I just thought with this skin color, it comes with a lot of shame. Even though
right.
I can identify with that, I have none. I'm glad I wouldn't want to be one of them people who step outside and they get burnt by the sun. That's just unfortunate. But I'm happy to be who I am, but I am going to do a podcast myself on this topic, and I'm going to put a lot of information in it. A lot of information. If you're
Okay,
one of those people who don't like being black, when you watch it, you're going to be more confident with yourself. And that's what I want to do. I want to spread positivity, because there's a lot of people out there who follow the leader. Stop following the
right.
leader. Start having your own wisdom for once. Because if you keep following the leader, you're going to be one of those people who die first when the world ends.
Woo. Well, on that note, that is a perfect way for us to end this podcast, and we're gonna definitely make sure to go to Lexus. Make sure you shout out your website, and you did say that you got some new tools on the website. You now can stream on your website now. Yes.
I can stream. I got my Discord up there. I got a
Shout
lot of
that out, girl.
yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff going on because I'm not touching my IG account. I'm not releasing any content,
Right.
period, until this website is done, because I don't want any content released on IG. They don't deserve my work. If I could get everybody on my IG moved to my website, then my
Hmm.
target won't longer be IG anyway. It's going to be
Right.
me getting my viewers based off them just Googling my website. So that's the goal. We'll see where it goes.
All right. Shout out your website.
Thank you. Goatvault.com. I'll let y'all know when it's ready. It's up right now, but there's an update that's taking forever to hit. They say it should hit this weekend. We'll see. We will see.
And I want to thank you once again. Go to Lexus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to thank everybody who supported us through the first three episodes. Make sure you go check out all the episodes on the IE Network YouTube. You better go check them out now, because we don't know if we're going to continue going there. We might be shooting over to Go to Lex site soon. So make
Yes,
sure that
sir.
you get all of those episodes. check out, my channel, IE Network on YouTube, and you can follow me on IG, even though I don't really have too much content on Instagram, but
Yes, and y'all make sure that you guys are paying attention, because even though my website will be streaming for free, if you miss the show, unfortunately, it's going to cost $1 for you to watch it, and we have to do that because all of this stuff we're doing is for free, and we have to pay for a lot of this stuff ourselves. We're coming
that's
out of
right.
pocket with a lot of these things. My website was not cheap. I'll tell you
Yep.
that. There was
That,
nothing cheap about my website.
that is most definite. And if you want to get the stuff that Go to Lexus be dropping, it's definitely worth the dollar. So we'll see y'all next week. Thanks everybody once again for joining us. This is the Goat Talk Podcast, and we'll see y'all next week.
See
Peace.
y'all. You know what's cool though? I just figured
But